Tim Croker. I'm 35 years old. I come from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm a missionary with Avant Ministries, and I work with Team Italy 1 in Genoa, Italy. I like the food, pizza, spaghetti, pasta. I love the food. I love the passion. The people they're very passionate people. I like the lifestyle, the rhythm of life. Taking a siesta in the afternoon, staying up later. I like the beach. I like the beautiful colors, the art. I grew up in North Dakota, and so I was 19 before I ever saw the ocean, and so now to live a 5-minute walk from the sea is an amazing experience. I love the beach. I love going there with my family. I like baseball. I love the St. Louis Cardinals, and I love watching baseball with my boys. I love going to my boys' baseball games. Probably the most exciting thing for me, most fulfilling thing for me in my almost 10 years of being a missionary here in Italy has been seeing the growth of Francesco. To see a guy go from being a brand new baby Christian with a ton of zeal, grow into a person with a lot of knowledge of the scriptures, a person who's just grown and being solid as a person, as a human being, and now as a husband and as a fellow minister of the gospel, to be working side by side with him, to have seen that whole progression and having used the Lord in his life to see him grow to the place where we now are colleagues on the mission field has been, for me, the most amazing experience. To reproduce yourself, to see yourself reproduced in the life of another, that's been for me the most amazing experience, most fulfilling experience in my missionary career. God used a missions trip to call me into missions. Before I was in college, I had never been out of the Midwest. I grew up in North Dakota. I had family in Nebraska, and that was between North Dakota, Iowa, and Nebraska. That was about all I'd lived, all I'd experienced. I'd never been out of the country. I'd never been on an airplane. And when I was a sophomore in college, I went on a missions trip, spent 5 weeks in Western Europe, and that was the first time that I had ever seen and experienced missions in a cross-cultural setting. And God used that to develop within me a desire for the nations. After that, after Amy and I were married, I spent a year working in the North American church after Bible school, and during that year I gained a lot of experience, but also had God used that time to also confirm to me that what He had for me was not a pastoral sort of position, but instead going and planting, establishing new works, going to places where Christ had not even preached. And so that year of experience in mission, experience in ministry, God also used that to confirm to me the calling to the mission field. What I like most about working on a team is that within the context of a missionary team, you can actually begin to express that which we're here to start, which is church. Within the context of a team, we can live out the body experience, being the body of Christ. Lots of different personalities, a lot of different gifts, a lot of different dynamics, and opportunity to practice and exercise grace. And so that's all been the hardest thing to do, is to learn how to be the body of Christ together, but it's also been the most rewarding. And as we've seen church established here in Genoa, it's happened as a direct result of us as a missionary team growing in our expression of church, body life, corporately, with one another. My particular role in the team is that of team leader. I was able to be involved in a church plant previously in the city of Bologna, and God used that to grow me and teach me a lot of things about particularly the Italian culture and about working in team. God used that experience to prepare me for what we're doing now, and working as a team and seeing churches started here in Genoa. As a team leader, I think the most important thing for me is to find satisfaction in seeing other people fulfill their calling, seeing other people, other members of my team, plugged into fulfilling ministry where they are spontaneously and joyfully serving from their hearts and finding fulfillment in that. If I can do that, I've done my job as a team leader. First of all, do you have a passion for the gospel? Do you have a passion to see the good news preached and lived out amongst other people? You got to foster that. If you don't have that passion for the glory of God and for His gospel to be proclaimed, missions is probably isn't going to be for you. You got to have the foundations to be a passion for the gospel of Jesus Christ. A second thing I would tell you, if you're thinking about missions, if you wonder if this is something for you, are you willing to sacrifice? Truly sacrifice. You can't just take your life that you're living now and transport it into another culture. You have to be willing to give something up in order to truly be on mission. The final thing I would say, if someone's considering missions or thinking about missions, maybe is this something God would have for me? I would say begin living it now. It's not something that starts when you go somewhere else. It's something that you begin living now, where you're at, whether it's at school or amongst your family, and certainly amongst friends. So begin to live the missionary life right where you're at. I'm Tim Croker. I'm 35 years old. I come from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm a missionary with Avant Ministries, and I work with Team Italy 1 in Genoa, Italy.